Shockwaves are spreading through the anti-fascist movement at the discovery that anti-fascist activists are, in fact, fascists. Antifa leader Thugly Dirtbag was the first to get the startling news. In a YouTube video released from an undisclosed location, he said, quote, "There I was, minding my own business, wearing a balaclava while beating up a housewife in a MAGA hat, when I caught sight of myself in a store window and I was like, whoa, who's the real fascist here? A peaceful woman I disagree with or the masked stormtrooper beating her unconscious? I just slapped my forehead and said, oh, I get it. The real fascist is me. Man, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I guess now I'll have to punch myself in the face. Ha ha," unquote. Professor Evelyn Screamy of NYU's Manipulative Psychopathology Department spoke to reporters outside her room at the Home for the Terminally Misguided. Professor Screamy said, quote, "All these years I've been telling my students that there were fascists infiltrating the university, and now it turns out I was right, there were, and I was one of them. Who could have seen that coming? It was like 1 second I was in a classroom explaining how fascists marshaled government violence to silence their opposition, and the next second I'm standing out on the sidewalk shrieking that the police should beat up a group of peaceful Trump supporters. Well, I just slapped my forehead and I was like, hey kids, look at the crazy fascist. It's me," unquote. By the way, it was later revealed that Miss Screamy was not an NYU professor, but a lobster porn artist, whereupon NYU hired her to head up their department of lobster porn. News that anti-fascist leftism is actually fascist leftism has reached even the centers of ideological corruption and distortion. At the New York Times, a former newspaper, op-ed columnist Googly Hysteric told PBS anchorwoman Googly Hysteric, no relation, quote, "For a long time now, I've been labeling everyone who disagreed with me as Hitler. He's Hitler, she's Hitler, everyone was Hitler. Then suddenly I'm in my shrink's office and I'm ticking off the Hitler checklist on my fingers, saying he demonized his opponents, encouraged violence in his adherents, and supported policies that would result in 6 million Jews being killed. And I was like, wait a minute, that's me. It was very liberating because now I don't have to be afraid of Hitler anymore because he's just the friendly face in the mirror," unquote. Anti-fascist leaders are now trying to adjust to the new normal of being fascist leaders with various strategies. Sources within the movement told the Daily Wire, quote, "We recently held a meeting and there were a lot of different suggestions. Some people wanted to simply drop the name Antifa and rename ourselves Fa. Some thought maybe we should stop beating people up and setting fires every time someone disagreed with us. One guy even suggested we read the Constitution and find out what these conservatives are talking about. But of course, when he said that, we beat him unconscious with batons and set the room on fire," unquote. Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.